3 nights before Cody Blackhawk found his brother, his grandmother woke screaming. Agnes Blackhawk sat up in her bed on the Fort Hall reservation, 73 years old, shaking, covered in sweat, the dream still burning behind her eyes. She had seen Ryan, her oldest grandson, the one who had been missing for 6 months. But in the dream, he wasn't missing. He was standing, frozen, unable to move, unable to speak, trapped somewhere bright, somewhere with lights and glass and people walking past him, not seeing him, not knowing. He was trying to scream, but nothing came out. Then he turned, looked directly at her, and spoke without moving his lips. "Brother, tell my brother to find me. I'm still here. I never left." Agnes knew what this meant. The old ways taught her. When the dead visit your dreams, they need something. They need to be found. They need to go home. She called her younger grandson Cody at 6 in the morning. "You need to find your brother," she said in Shoshone. Then English. "Ryan is trapped somewhere. Somewhere people can see him but don't know. He called for you. You need to look." Cody's blood went cold. He hadn't slept well in 6 months. Not since Ryan disappeared. Not since the guilt started eating him alive. He was supposed to drive Ryan to that meeting. Was supposed to go with him. But he'd bailed at the last minute. Said he was tired. Said Ryan could handle it alone. And Ryan never came home. "Where do I look, grandmother?" "The city. Where he went. Where he disappeared. He's still there. He never left. He's waiting for you. Waiting for his little brother to find him." Before we continue, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to hear this story. Please note that the characters and events in this narrative have been dramatized and fictionalized for storytelling purposes. It's late here in the studio. I wonder if it's dark where you are watching this. Let me know in the comments. Now, let me tell you how the nightmare unfolded. March 2019, Fort Hall Reservation, Idaho. Ryan Blackhawk stood in front of the mirror in his family's small house on the reservation. 25 years old, adjusting his collar, best outfit he owned, dark jeans, white button-down shirt, leather jacket his grandmother had saved for months to buy him for his birthday. Tonight was important, the biggest night of his life, maybe. Volkov Gallery's Spring Art and Fashion Showcase at the Boise Convention Center. Every aspiring model in the region would be there. Industry people, photographers, agents, real opportunities. Ryan had been working toward this for 3 years. Ever since he'd started personal training at the gym in Pocatello, clients kept telling him he should model. "You've got the look," they'd say. "That jaw, those features, you could make real money." He'd laughed it off at first, but the comments kept coming. Eventually, he started believing it, started taking professional photos, building a portfolio, following modeling agencies on social media, learning the industry. It wasn't just about him. It was about his family. His mother, who worked double shifts at the tribal health clinic. His grandmother, who'd raised them when times got hard. His little brother Cody, who looked up to him. About showing them all that a native kid from Fort Hall could make it. His phone buzzed. Text from Cody. "You sure you don't need me to drive you tonight?" Ryan smiled. Texted back. "Nah, I got it. You rest up. I'll tell you everything when I get home. This could be my break, bro. Volkov's connected to galleries in New York and LA. Proud of you. Go kill it. Love you, little brother. Love you too. Now go be famous." Ryan pocketed his phone, grabbed his portfolio. 8 by 10 professional photos. He'd paid a photographer $400, money he'd saved from personal training sessions, worth every penny if it got him noticed tonight. His mother Marlene appeared in the doorway, 51 years old, still in her work clothes from the tribal health clinic where she worked as a medical assistant. Exhausted, but beaming with pride. "You look so handsome, son." Her voice was thick with emotion. "Thanks, Mom." Ryan hugged her. She was short. He'd gotten his height from his father, the father who'd struggled with alcohol, the father who'd passed when Ryan was 15 and Cody was 12, the father whose absence made Marlene work twice as hard, made her sacrifice everything to give her boys opportunities. His grandmother appeared behind Marlene. Agnes Blackhawk, 73 years old. Silver hair and long braids. Eyes that held generations of wisdom. The woman who'd helped raise both boys. Who'd taught them the old ways. Who'd held the family together through everything. "Grandson," she said in Shoshone, then switched to English. "You carry our people's beauty with you tonight. Let them see what Shoshone Bannock looks like." She pressed something into his hand, a small medicine pouch, beaded with traditional designs, blue and white, the colors of water and sky. For protection, for luck. "Your grandfather made this before he passed. He would be so proud of you." Ryan's eyes stung. He tucked the pouch into his pocket, close to his heart. Cody appeared in the hallway, 22 years old, younger, shorter, always in Ryan's shadow but never resentful, just proud of his big brother, just wanting to see him succeed. "You got this, bro." Cody hugged him, tight, the way brothers do. "Couldn't have done it without you. All those early morning gym sessions, you pushing me, that was all you. I just showed up to watch." They laughed, the easy laugh of brothers who'd grown up sharing everything. A bedroom, dreams, fears, a father's absence, a mother's sacrifices. "I'll call you when it's over," Ryan said. "Probably won't be home till late." "Be careful driving that highway," Marlene said. "And Ryan?" She held his face in her hands, looked up at him with eyes full of love and pride. "I'm so proud of you. You're going to do amazing things. I feel it. Love you, Mom. Love you, Grandma. Love you, little brother. Love you more," they said together. That was the last time they saw him alive. Ryan drove to the convention center, 45 minutes from Fort Hall to Boise. Arrived at 6:30 in the evening. The event started at 7. He wanted to be early, make a good impression. He checked in at the registration table, got a name tag, Ryan Blackhawk, aspiring model. Walked into the main hall. It was beautiful. Professional runway set up in the center. Art pieces displayed along the walls, sculptures, paintings, photography, lighting, music, people everywhere, models, photographers, artists, fashion industry professionals, all dressed expensively, all looking confident, all belonging to a world Ryan desperately wanted to join. He noticed he was one of the few native faces in the room. Usual story, but that's why this mattered. Representation, visibility, showing that indigenous people belonged in every space. Viktor Volkov himself stood near the runway, 58 years old. Russian, silver hair slicked back, expensive charcoal suit, gold watch that caught the light, talking to someone important looking, gesturing with hands that moved like a conductor's, commanding attention just by existing. Ryan knew about Volkov. Everyone in the regional art and fashion scene did. Russian immigrant who'd built a gallery empire. Started in New York in the 90s, expanded to Los Angeles. Then smaller markets, Boise, Salt Lake City, Portland. Said he was discovering America's hidden beauty. Hosted showcases that launched careers. Connected to major agencies, real opportunities. Ryan's heart pounded. This was it, his chance, his family's chance. The showcase began. Models walked the runway. Art was auctioned. Ryan watched, studied their movements, their confidence, their presence, tried to network, talked to other aspiring models, exchanged numbers, took business cards. He approached a photographer, showed his portfolio, got feedback, positive feedback, striking features, excellent bone structure, very distinctive look. Indigenous models are underrepresented. Keep at it. 2 hours passed. Ryan was starting to feel discouraged. Lots of people. Lots of competition. How would he stand out? Then someone tapped his shoulder. Ryan Blackhawk? Ryan turned. It was Viktor Volkov, in person, standing right there, looking at him with interest. Slight Russian accent when he spoke. "Yes, sir, that's me." Viktor smiled warmly, extended his hand, professional, confident. "I've been watching you tonight. You have exactly the look I'm searching for. Exceptional bone structure, perfect proportions, classic features with contemporary edge. And frankly, indigenous representation is something the art world desperately needs. Your face tells a story. History, strength, beauty. Ryan's hands shook as he accepted the handshake. Thank you so much, Mr. Volkov. Please, call me Victor. Have you done professional work? Just local shoots, gym promotions, some fitness photography. I'm trying to break into real modeling. I'd like to discuss an opportunity with you. Private consultation. I'm curating a new exhibition, living art, I call it, blending fashion, sculpture, and human form. Looking for the right faces, the right energy. You might be perfect. Victor pulled out a business card, heavy cardstock, embossed silver lettering. Can you come by my private studio tomorrow evening, say 7 o'clock? It's behind the main gallery on 8th Street, separate entrance. Ryan's hands trembled as he took the card. This was really happening. Victor Volkov, wanting to meet with him. Personally, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Excellent. See you tomorrow, Ryan. This could be very good for your career. Very good indeed. Victor walked away. Ryan stared at the card. Could barely breathe. Pulled out his phone. Texted Cody immediately. "Bro, Victor Volkov just talked to me. Wants private meeting tomorrow. This is it." Cody's response came seconds later. "No way. I'm driving you tomorrow." No arguments. Ryan smiled. "Deal. Love you, bro. Love you too. Now keep networking." The event ended around 10. Ryan drove home. Called his mother from the car. "Mom, Victor Volkov wants to meet with me. Private consultation tomorrow." Marlene screamed with joy. Actual screaming. "Oh, sweetheart. I knew it. I knew this would happen for you. He said I have the perfect look for his new exhibition. Living art. This could be it, Mom. This could be our break. He even mentioned representation. Said the art world needs indigenous faces." They talked for 20 minutes. Marlene crying with happiness. His grandmother taking the phone to give her blessing in Shoshone. Words of protection. Words of guidance. When he got home, Cody was waiting up. They talked for 2 more hours, making plans, dreaming about the future. Ryan's modeling career taking off. Magazine covers. National campaigns. Making enough money to move Mom out of the old house. To send Grandma on that trip to see relatives in Nevada she always talked about. To help Cody start his own business. "This is just the beginning," Ryan said. "I can feel it. We're gonna make it, bro." Both of us. Together, they hugged. The way they had since they were kids. Since Dad died. Since they promised each other they'd always have each other's backs. "Get some sleep," Ryan said. "Big day tomorrow. You sure you want me to drive you?" "I can definitely." "Nah, get your rest. You've been working doubles at the garage. I can handle it. I'll tell you everything when I get home." Cody hesitated. Something felt off. He couldn't explain it. Just a feeling in his gut. "You sure? Positive?" "Love you, little brother. Love you too." Cody went to bed, fell asleep, and never saw his brother alive again. For the rest of his life, he would wonder if he'd driven Ryan that night, if he'd gone with him. Would things have been different? Would Ryan still be alive? The guilt would eat him alive for 6 months, until his grandmother's dream showed him how to make it right. The next evening, March 16th, 2019, Ryan drove to the Volkov Gallery, downtown Boise, Arts District. Beautiful brick buildings, galleries, boutiques, restaurants, the kind of neighborhood that made you feel like you'd arrived somewhere. He arrived at 6:50, 10 minutes early. Didn't want to be late. This was too important. The gallery occupied a converted warehouse. 3 stories. Ground floor was the main exhibition space. Second floor was event space. Third floor was Victor's private office. But Victor had told him to go to the private studio. Behind the building. Separate entrance. Ryan parked in the small lot behind the building. Found the entrance marked private studio, by appointment only. He touched his pocket. Felt his grandfather's medicine pouch. Drew strength from it. thought about his family, his mom working doubles to support them, his grandmother's prayers, his little brother who believed in him more than anyone. He knocked. Exactly 7 o'clock. Victor opened the door immediately, smiled warmly. "Ryan, right on time. I appreciate punctuality. Please, come in." The studio was impressive, different from what Ryan expected. Part art gallery, part photography studio, part something else he couldn't quite name. Professional lighting setup. White walls covered with photographs, sculptures in corners. Some looked like mannequins, hyper-realistic, posed in various positions. "This is incredible," Ryan said, looking around. "Thank you. I do my most important work here, away from the main gallery. No distractions, no interruptions, just focused creative sessions." Victor's accent was thicker here, more relaxed. "Please, sit." He gestured to a leather couch. Ryan sat. Victor pulled out a tablet, showed him concept images, art pieces, fashion photography, models posed like sculptures, sculptures that looked like models. "Living art," Victor explained. "The boundary between human and object, between flesh and stone, between temporary and eternal. This is what I explore, what I create." He swiped through more images. "I've exhibited in Moscow, St. Petersburg, New York, Los Angeles. Now I bring this vision to new places, find new faces, new beauty to preserve." "Preserve?" Ryan asked. Victor smiled. "Capture, document, immortalize, in photographs, in memory, in art." He set down the tablet. "You have a face that deserves to be immortalized, Ryan. Your ancestors, your heritage, your bone structure. It tells a story of survival, of beauty that endured. I want to capture that." Ryan felt flattered, uncomfortable, both at once. But this was opportunity, real opportunity, for him, for his family. "I'm interested, definitely interested." "Excellent." Victor stood, walked to a small bar setup in the corner. "Let's toast to potential partnership." He pulled out a bottle, expensive looking, Russian label, Cyrillic writing, Russian standard, the best vodka, from my homeland. You should experience it. "I don't really drink," Ryan started. His father's struggle with alcohol had made him cautious, had made his whole family cautious. "Just one glass, to celebrate. This is tradition in Russia. When we begin partnership, when we toast to future success." Victor poured 2 glasses, handed one to Ryan. "Na zdоровье, to your health, to your future, to your family's future." Ryan hesitated, but Victor was waiting, watching, expectant. This was business. This was how things were done in the art world, right? He took the glass, sipped. It burned going down, strong, but smooth. "Good, yes?" Victor smiled. "Have more. You've earned celebration." Ryan drank more. Victor refilled his glass. They talked about the exhibition, about Ryan's potential role, about compensation, about timelines, about opportunity. The vodka was strong, stronger than Ryan expected. After the second glass, he felt strange, sleepy. The room seemed to tilt. "I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm so tired." "It's all right." Victor's voice seemed to come from far away, getting distant, echoing, his accent thicker now, almost hypnotic. Long drive from the reservation, long week, much excitement. Just rest for a moment, just rest. Ryan's eyes felt heavy, so heavy. He tried to keep them open, tried to stay focused. His hand went to his pocket, tried to grip the medicine pouch, tried to hold on to something real, something that connected him to home, to his mother, to his grandmother, to Cody. Cody. He should have let Cody drive him, should have listened to that look in his brother's eyes, the worry, the instinct. Just need to close my eyes. The world went dark. He didn't feel himself fall, didn't feel Victor catching him, guiding him down, positioning him carefully, didn't feel anything at all. Ryan Blackhawk disappeared into darkness and never came back. 3 days later, police found Ryan's car in the convention center parking lot. Keys in the ignition, phone dead, wallet in the center console. No signs of struggle, just empty. Cody was the one who reported it missing. He'd waited up all night for Ryan to come home, called his phone 100 times. Went to bed at 3 in the morning telling himself Ryan had probably crashed at a friend's place. Woke up at 7 to an empty house. No Ryan, no messages, nothing. He drove to Boise himself, found Ryan's car, called the police. His mother, Marlene, filed the missing person report, drove to Boise Police Department with Cody, told them everything. The showcase at the convention center, Victor Volkov, noticing Ryan, the business card, the private consultation scheduled for March 16th. My son went to meet Victor Volkov. He never came home. Something happened. You need to investigate. Detective Michael Torres took the report. 42 years old, 15 years on the force. He'd seen this before. Young people chasing dreams, leaving town without telling family, starting over somewhere else. He noted that Ryan was Native American, from Fort Hall Reservation, Shoban tribe. That detail shouldn't matter, but experience told him how these cases often went. He did his job anyway. Contacted Victor Volkov. Asked about Ryan Blackhawk. Victor was cooperative. Concerned. Professional. Yes, Ryan came by. March 16th, 7 o'clock. We discussed potential work for my living art exhibition. Very promising young man. Excellent look. Great energy. Indigenous features. Very striking. What time did he leave? Around 8:30, maybe 8:45. We talked for about 90 minutes, showed him concepts, discussed the project. He was very excited, said he needed to think about it, talked to his mother. We scheduled follow-up meeting for next week. How did he seem when he left? Excited, happy, optimistic. Said this was exactly what he'd been hoping for. Thanked me multiple times, shook my hand, left through the back entrance where he'd parked. Did you see which direction he went? No, I had other business to attend to. Went back inside immediately. Detective Torres checked security cameras. The gallery had cameras at the front entrance, none at the back. Standard for private studios. No footage of Ryan leaving. He checked nearby businesses. Gas station 3 blocks away had cameras. Showed Ryan's car leaving the area around 8:50 that evening, heading toward the highway. Direction of Fort Hall. He checked Ryan's phone records. Last activity was 8:15. Text to Cody. Meeting going great. Tell mom I'll be home soon. This is it, bro. Then nothing. Phone went dark. No calls. No texts. No activity. Cody stared at that text for months. The last words his brother ever wrote to him. This is it, bro. Full of hope. Full of excitement. Not knowing he'd never make it home. Detective Torres checked Ryan's bank accounts. No withdrawals, no charges, nothing since the day before he disappeared. He interviewed friends, co-workers at the gym, clients. Everyone said the same thing. Ryan was excited about the opportunity, talked about it constantly. This was his dream. He wouldn't just leave, wouldn't abandon his mother, his grandmother, his little brother, wouldn't quit his job without notice. But there was no evidence of foul play. No evidence of abduction. No evidence of anything except a young man who drove away from a meeting and never arrived home. 3 weeks after Ryan disappeared, the case went cold. Conclusion. Subject likely relocated voluntarily for career opportunities. No evidence of foul play. Case remains open, but investigation suspended pending new leads. Marlene Blackhawk couldn't believe it, refused to accept it. My son didn't leave. He wouldn't do that. He called me every day, every single day for 25 years. He wouldn't just abandon me, abandon his grandmother, abandon his brother. Detective Torres was sympathetic but firm. Ma'am, your son is an adult. Adults have the right to start over, to leave without telling anyone. It happens more than you'd think. Young people chase opportunities. Sometimes they don't tell family because they don't want to be talked out of it. Cody stood beside his mother, shaking with rage. My brother texted me from the meeting. Said he'd be home soon. He wouldn't just disappear. Something happened to him. Maybe he got better offer. Maybe he met someone. Maybe he decided to move to LA or New York immediately. We found his car at the convention center. He might have gotten ride with someone, headed to bigger city for better opportunities. No, you don't know my brother. I know my brother. Something happened. We'll keep the case open. If new information comes in, we'll follow up. But we can't keep dedicating resources without leads. I'm sorry. They walked out of the police station. Marlene devastated. Cody furious. Agnes waiting in the car, all of them broken. The system had failed Ryan, but the family refused to give up. For 6 months, the Blackhawk family searched for Ryan. Cody quit his job at the garage, used his savings, every penny, dedicated himself full-time to finding his brother. He drove to Boise every week, sometimes twice a week, posted flyers, talked to people, showed Ryan's photo at every business, every restaurant, every gas station. Have you seen this man? My brother, Ryan Blackhawk. He's been missing since March. Nobody had seen him. Nobody knew anything. Ryan had vanished completely. Cody called the police department every week, demanded they investigate Victor Volkov more thoroughly. They told him the same thing they told Marlene. No evidence of foul play. Ryan left voluntarily. Adults have the right to disappear. He didn't disappear, Cody shouted into the phone. He was taken. Something happened. Why won't you look? Sir, we've investigated. There's nothing more we can do without new evidence. The guilt ate Cody alive. Every day, every night. He should have driven Ryan to that meeting. Should have gone with him. Should have listened to that feeling in his gut that said something was wrong. This is my fault, he told his mother one night. Both of them crying at the kitchen table. I was supposed to go with him. He asked me to drive. I said no. I was tired. I told him to go alone. Marlene held her younger son. This is not your fault. Don't ever say that. Whoever took Ryan, they're responsible. Not you. Never you. But Cody couldn't shake it. The guilt was a weight on his chest. Every morning when he woke up, every night when he couldn't sleep, he should have been there. He should have protected his brother. That's what brothers do. Agnes watched her family falling apart. Her daughter-in-law working double shifts to pay bills and search costs. Her youngest grandson consumed by guilt. Her oldest grandson gone. She prayed every night. Burned sage. Asked the ancestors for guidance. Asked them to show her where Ryan was. Asked them to help her family heal. And then, 6 months after Ryan disappeared, the ancestors answered. Marlene hired a private investigator. Cost $3,000 the family didn't have. Money from savings. Money borrowed from relatives on the reservation. This was an emergency. This was Ryan. The investigator worked for 6 weeks. Checked Ryan's social media, his email, his phone records, interviewed friends, co-workers, visited the Volkov Gallery, looked around, asked questions, found nothing. No activity, no sightings, no communication. Ryan had vanished completely. The investigator was honest with them. I've done everything I can. There's no trace of your son anywhere. He either left the country, which seems unlikely without passport activity, or something else happened. But without evidence, without leads, I can't justify continuing to take your money. $3,000 gone. No answers, no closure, no Ryan. The family contacted organizations that tracked missing and murdered Indigenous people, added Ryan's name to their databases, his photo to their awareness campaigns, because they knew Native cases got less attention, less resources, less priority. Marlene created a Facebook page, Find Ryan Blackhawk, posted his photos, his story, asked people to share, to look for him, to call if they saw anything. Got thousands of shares, hundreds of comments, praying for you. Hope you find him, sharing in my area. The Native community rallied. Other reservations shared the posts. Indigenous rights groups amplified the message. MMIW advocates added his case to their campaigns, but no real leads, no sightings, no information. Local news ran a story. Brief. Missing Fort Hall man. Family seeks answers. Showed Ryan's photo. Gave the tip line number. The story got less airtime than similar cases involving non-native victims. The family noticed. Everyone noticed. But nobody said anything. What was there to say? This was how it always went. 6 months of searching. 6 months of losing sleep. 6 months of crying every night. 6 months of Cody blaming himself. 6 months of Marlene working doubles to pay for searches. 6 months of Agnes praying for guidance. Nothing. Ryan Blackhawk had disappeared completely, and nobody would help them find him until Agnes had her dream. September 2019, 3 nights before Cody found his brother. Agnes Blackhawk woke at 3 in the morning, gasping, heart pounding, the dream still vivid behind her eyes. She had seen Ryan, clear as day, standing in a room with bright lights. Not alone. Others with him. All young men. All standing perfectly still. All frozen in place. Like statues. Like mannequins. But not mannequins. People. Trapped inside something. Coded in something. Unable to move. Unable to scream. Unable to do anything but wait. Wait to be found. Wait to be freed. Wait to go home. Ryan had looked at her in the dream. Made eye contact. She felt his spirit reaching out. Felt his desperation. His need. "Brother," he had said without speaking. "Tell my brother to find me. I'm still here. I never left. He needs to find me. He needs to stop blaming himself. It wasn't his fault. But he needs to find me now." Then she saw it. The place where he was trapped. Bright lights, glass windows, people walking past. A gallery of some kind, art on the walls, sculptures, and the frozen ones. Standing among them, hidden in plain sight, she saw the name, letters on a window, Russian letters she couldn't read. But underneath, English. A word that started with V. She woke up, knowing what she had to do. At 6 in the morning, she called Cody, her youngest grandson. The one who had been destroying himself with guilt for 6 months. The one who hadn't slept through the night since Ryan disappeared. "You need to find your brother," she said. Voice certain, voice ancient, voice carrying the weight of generations of wisdom. "Ryan is trapped somewhere. Somewhere people can see him but don't know. He called for you specifically. He said to tell you it wasn't your fault. But he needs you to find him now." Cody's hands started shaking. "Grandmother, what did you see?" "He's in the city. Boise, where he went, where he disappeared. He's still there. He never left. The place has art, has windows, has a name that starts with V. He's waiting for you, grandson. Waiting for his little brother to bring him home." Cody's blood went cold. "Victor Volkov, the gallery. I don't know the name. But it starts with V. And there is Russian. I saw letters I couldn't read. You need to go there. You need to look. Ryan is calling for you. His spirit won't rest until you find him." Cody didn't question his grandmother. You don't question the elders when they speak like this. When their voices carry that weight, that certainty. And secretly, shamefully, he felt something loosen in his chest. Ryan said it wasn't his fault. Ryan had reached out. Ryan needed him. He could still save his brother. He could still make this right. "I'm going today. I know. The ancestors will guide you. Your brother will guide you. Trust what you feel. Trust what you see. Bring him home, grandson. Bring your brother home." September 21st, 2019. Saturday afternoon, Cody drove to Boise. Parked downtown near the Arts District. Walked toward the Volkov Gallery on 8th Street. His heart was pounding, palms sweating. He'd driven past this building before, dozens of times during his searches, but never went inside. It was an art gallery, high-end, expensive. Not the kind of place that would have anything to do with Ryan's disappearance. But his grandmother had seen something, and Agnes's visions had never been wrong. The old ways were real. The ancestors spoke to those who listened. The gallery was impressive. Converted warehouse, large windows, Gold lettering on the glass. Volkov Gallery. Russian letters underneath. Cyrillic script Cody couldn't read. The name started with V, Russian letters, just like Agnes had described. Cody's hands trembled as he pushed open the door. Inside was another world. High ceilings, polished concrete floors, white walls covered with art, paintings, photographs, sculptures, soft music playing, the smell of expensive things, the feel of money and culture and everything Cody wasn't. A gallery assistant approached. Young white woman. Professional. Name tag said Madison. Good afternoon. Welcome to Volkov Gallery. Can I help you find something? Just browsing, Cody managed. Thanks. Madison nodded politely. Returned to her desk near the entrance. Cody walked slowly through the gallery, trying to look natural, trying to look like he belonged, just another visitor appreciating art. The front section had paintings, abstract, modern, price tags that made his eyes water. $20,000, $50,000. More money than his family had ever had. He moved deeper into the gallery. Sculptures now. Bronze figures, stone carvings, and something else. In a section toward the back, a sign overhead, Living Art Collection, Victor Volkov's vision, mannequins. At least, that's what they looked like. Hyper-realistic mannequins displayed like art pieces, male figures, different poses, different outfits, some in suits, some in casual wear, some in artistic costumes, each on a small platform, each lit by individual spotlights, each with a small placard describing the piece. Cody walked closer, his grandmother's dream burning in his mind. Trapped somewhere people can see him but don't know. The mannequins were incredibly realistic, not the typical blank-faced department store displays. These had features, detail, skin texture, hair that looked real, eyes that seemed to follow you. One stood near the back of the collection, male, Native American features, early 20s, wearing dark jeans and a white button-down shirt, casual pose, head slightly tilted, almost like he was listening to something, almost like he was waiting. Cody's world stopped. He knew that face. He'd known that face his entire life. The jaw. That distinctive square jaw. The one Ryan had been so proud of. The one that made people tell him he should model. The jaw that looked just like their father's. The ears. He looked closer. The left ear was slightly larger than the right. Just barely. Cody had teased Ryan about it their whole lives. Called him satellite dish when they were kids. Ryan would laugh, put him in a headlock. The eyebrow, right eyebrow, thin scar cutting through it. Dirt bike accident when Ryan was 16 and Cody was 13. Out on the reservation roads, Cody had been riding behind him. Watched him lose control. Hit a rock, go flying. Cody had sprinted to him, found him bleeding, crying, scared. Don't tell Mom, Ryan had said. She'll kill me. Cody had helped him up, cleaned the wound, drove him to the clinic in Fort Hall, held his hand while they stitched it. Never told Mom. Brothers keep secrets. The birthmark, on the neck, just visible above the collar of the shirt. Port wine stain, crescent moon shape. Cody had traced that birthmark with his finger when they were kids. Sharing a bed during thunderstorms, Ryan telling him it was a warrior's mark, that the moon had kissed him when he was born. No, Cody whispered. No, no, no. Ryan, please, no. His phone. He needed his phone. Hands shaking so badly he could barely work it. Opened Instagram, found Ryan's profile, the last post from March. The photo Ryan had taken the morning of the showcase. Smiling, excited, alive. He held his phone next to the mannequin's face. Identical. Every feature matched. The jaw, the ears, the eyebrow scar, the birthmark, even the small mole on his left cheek. Too specific, too exact, too perfect. Oh, God. Cody's voice cracked, tears streaming down his face. Ryan, I found you. I'm here, big brother. I'm so sorry it took so long. He reached out, touched the mannequin's face, touched his brother's face, jerked his hand back immediately. Wrong, The texture was wrong, not the smooth coolness of plastic. Something else, coated, like layers of something covering something underneath. He touched it again. The cheek, the neck, the shoulder. Warm, slightly warm, not room temperature. Not how mannequins should feel. This was warm, like body heat trying to escape through layers of coating. Cody's vision blurred. His breathing became rapid. Panic attack. He was having a panic attack. His grandmother was right. Ryan was here, had been here, the whole time, for 6 months, displayed like art, walked past by hundreds of people, admired, called beautiful, called living art. While their mother worked doubles, while their grandmother prayed, while Cody searched every street in Boise, while the police did nothing, he'd been here, trapped, waiting, just like Agnes had seen in her dream, calling out for his little brother to find him. And Cody had finally come. "I'm sorry," Cody sobbed quietly. "I'm so sorry. I should have been with you. I should have driven you. I should have..." But Ryan had told Agnes, in the dream, it wasn't Cody's fault. Ryan didn't blame him. Ryan just wanted to be found, wanted to come home. Cody pulled out his phone, hands shaking violently, dialed 911. The operator answered. 911, what's your emergency? I need police at the Volkov Gallery on 8th Street, downtown Boise. I found my brother, my missing brother. He's here. He's been turned into a mannequin. Silence on the line. Then, "Sir, can you repeat that?" Cody took a breath, tried to stay calm, tried to sound rational. "My brother Ryan Blackhawk disappeared in March, 6 months ago. After meeting with Victor Volkov, I just found him. In the gallery, as a mannequin. His face, it's him. Exactly him. Every feature matches. Someone needs to investigate. Right now." The operator's tone became skeptical. "Sir, are you saying a mannequin resembles your brother?" "No, it is him, my brother. I've known him my whole life. The scar on his eyebrow, the birthmark on his neck, everything. My grandmother had a vision. She told me to come here. Please, send someone. This is urgent. This is a crime scene. Officers will respond when available. Can you stay at the location?" "Yes, please hurry. Please." Cody hung up. His hands wouldn't stop shaking. He couldn't look away from Ryan's frozen face. His big brother, his protector, his best friend, standing here for 6 months while Cody searched everywhere else, while Cody blamed himself, while Cody fell apart. "I found you," he whispered. "I finally found you. I'm going to bring you home. I promise. I'm going to bring you home." Madison, the gallery assistant, had noticed something was wrong, was walking toward him, concerned expression. "Sir, are you all right? You look upset." Cody couldn't explain, couldn't find words, just pointed at the mannequin. "That's my brother, Ryan Blackhawk. He's been missing for 6 months. That's him." Madison looked confused, looked at the mannequin. "Sir, this is part of our living art collection. It's a sculpture. A very realistic sculpture. But it's not a sculpture. It's my brother. I know his face. I've known his face my entire life. The scar on his eyebrow. I was there when it happened. The birthmark on his neck. I've seen it 1,000 times. That's Ryan. That's my big brother." Madison's expression shifted, concern becoming alarm. She stepped back slightly. "I'm going to get my manager." She hurried away. Cody stayed, couldn't move, couldn't look away from Ryan's frozen face. "I'm not leaving you," he said quietly. "Not again. Never again." The manager arrived. Older woman, 50s. Professional. Name tag said Patricia. Behind her, Madison and a security guard. Large white man, hand near his belt. "Sir, I'm Patricia Chen, gallery manager. I understand there's a concern about one of our pieces." Cody showed her his phone, photos of Ryan, living, breathing Ryan. "That's my brother, Ryan Blackhawk. He disappeared in March after meeting with Victor Volkov. That mannequin has his exact face, his exact features, his birthmark, his scars, everything. Because it's not a mannequin, it's him. Patricia looked at the phone, looked at the mannequin. Her expression flickered, something passing behind her eyes. Sir, I understand this must be distressing, but this piece is part of Mr. Volkov's living art collection. It's a hyper-realistic sculpture, created by artists in Europe. Very expensive, very detailed. Sometimes they happen to resemble real people. It's coincidence. It's not coincidence. That's my brother. I grew up with him, shared a bedroom with him. I know every inch of his face. Please, just test it. DNA test, X-ray, something. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize. I'll leave. But if I'm right, sir, we can't damage gallery property based on resemblance. A new voice, accented, Russian, calm, authoritative. What is happening here? Everyone turned. Viktor Volkov stood at the entrance to the collection area. Silver hair, expensive suit, gold watch catching the light, expression curious, concerned, innocent. Patricia quickly explained. The young man's claim, the mannequin, the resemblance to a missing brother. Viktor walked closer, studied Cody. Something flickered in his eyes. Recognition. He knew who Cody was, had probably seen his face on the missing person flyers, in the news coverage, in the Facebook posts. You are brother of Ryan Blackhawk, yes? I remember reading about this case. Terrible tragedy. I met him once, you know. Promising young man. Such a shame he disappeared. He didn't disappear. Cody's voice cracked. He's right there. You did something to him. You did something to my brother. Viktor's expression shifted. The warmth disappeared. His accent seemed to thicken. His presence seemed to grow larger, more intimidating. This is sculpture. Art piece. Part of my living art collection. Created by master artists I work with. Each piece costs $50,000 or more. I have documentation, provenance, shipping records. He stepped closer to Cody, voice dropping. Cold now. Dangerous. You come into my gallery, make wild accusations, disrupt my business, accuse me of harming your brother. I understand you are grieving. But grief does not excuse slander, does not excuse harassment. He nodded to the security guard. Please escort this young man out. He is banned from this gallery, permanently. If he returns, call police. I will file trespassing charges. I already called police, Cody shouted. They're coming. They'll investigate. They'll find out what you did. Viktor smiled. Small, cold, confident. Then let them come. Let them see. They will find art, nothing more. And you will find yourself charged with harassment, with false reports, with wasting police resources. Just like every other time you've made these accusations. The security guard grabbed Cody's arm. Firm grip. No room for argument. Let's go, sir. Cody was physically escorted out of the gallery, fighting the whole way, shouting, demanding they listen, demanding they look at his brother. But nobody listened. Nobody cared. Outside on the sidewalk, he stood in the September sun, shaking, crying, furious. He called his mother immediately. Mom, I found him. Ryan. He's at the Volkov Gallery. He's one of the mannequins. It's him. Every detail, the scar, the birthmark, everything. Grandma was right. He's been there the whole time. Marlene was silent for a long moment. Then a sound Cody had never heard his mother make, something between a scream and a sob. I'm coming. We're all coming. Don't leave. Don't let them move him. We're coming. 2 hours later, Marlene's old truck pulled up. Agnes in the passenger seat, both women looking like they'd aged 10 years in 2 hours. The police still hadn't arrived. Cody met them on the sidewalk, explained everything. The gallery, the living art collection, the mannequin with Ryan's face, being banned, being dismissed, police not taking it seriously. Agnes listened, her face calm. Certain. I saw him. In my dream. Exactly as you describe. Standing. Frozen. waiting for his family to find him. Marlene's face was pale, hands trembling, but her eyes were fierce. I'm going in there. I'm going to see my son. They banned me. They might. They don't know me. I'm just a customer. A mother looking at art. Her voice hardened. A mother looking for her son. Agnes stayed outside, too old for confrontation, but her lips moved in prayer, asking the ancestors to show Marlene the truth, to protect her, to guide her. Marlene walked into the gallery, moving slowly, carefully. Just another visitor. Browsing, appreciating art, she found the living art collection in the back, the hyper-realistic mannequins displayed like sculptures. She found him immediately. Her baby, her firstborn, her Ryan, standing there in jeans and a white shirt. The outfit he'd worn to the showcase, the outfit she'd ironed for him that morning, 6 months ago. The last time she'd held him, the last time she'd told him she loved him. She recognized everything. The jaw that looked just like his father's, the ears she'd cleaned when he was a baby, the scar from the dirt bike accident. She'd been so angry when Cody finally told her, so scared, so grateful her boy was okay. The birthmark on his neck, shaped like a crescent moon. She'd kissed it every night when he was little. Called it his special mark. His warrior mark. This was Ryan, not a sculpture, not art, her son. Marlene's legs buckled. She grabbed the platform to stay upright, tears streaming down her face. Silent. She couldn't scream, couldn't alert them. Had to be smart, had to get evidence. But her heart was shattering. Her son, her beautiful son, standing here for 6 months while she searched, while she worked doubles to pay for investigators, while she cried herself to sleep every night. He'd been here, 3 blocks from the police station, displayed for everyone to see, and nobody knew, nobody cared, nobody looked close enough. She reached out, touched his face, her son's face, felt the wrongness, the coating, the warmth underneath. Her baby's warmth, trapped under layers of something unnatural. My sweet boy, she whispered. Mama's here. Mama found you. I'm so sorry it took so long. I'm so sorry, baby. She pulled out her phone, took photos, multiple angles, his face, the scar, the birthmark, everything, evidence, proof, something to force investigation. Then she walked out. Calm, controlled, until she reached the sidewalk, until she reached her mother-in-law, until she reached her surviving son. Then she collapsed into Cody's arms. That's my baby, she sobbed. That's Ryan. He's been there, the whole time. What did he do to my son? What did that monster do to my baby? Agnes held them both. The old woman's face was wet with tears, but her voice was steady. Certain, now we know. Now we fight. Now we bring him home. The police response came 4 hours after Cody's original call. One officer, patrol car, young white officer named Deputy Williams. Annoyed expression, clearly thought this was a waste of time. He met them outside the gallery. Listened to their story with growing skepticism. So you're saying a mannequin is actually a dead body? Your brother's dead body? Not just a mannequin, Cody said. My brother, Ryan Blackhawk, missing since March. Every feature matches. The scars, the birthmarks, everything. My grandmother had a vision that led me here, and my mother confirmed it. That's Ryan. Deputy Williams almost laughed. A vision. You found your brother because of a vision. Don't mock our ways, Agnes said, voice sharp. The ancestors speak to those who listen. They showed me where Ryan was. They brought his brother to find him. Williams sighed. Look, I understand grief does things to people. Makes you see things. But mannequins are just mannequins. They're designed to look lifelike. Sometimes they resemble real people. It's coincidence. Then test it, Marlene said. DNA, X-ray, something. If it's just a mannequin, prove it. If it's my son, I need to bring him home. We can't damage private property based on resemblance, based on visions. The gallery owner could sue the department. I'd lose my job. So you won't even look? Williams shifted uncomfortably. I'll go inside. Take a look. But I'm telling you now, it's going to be a mannequin. And when it is, I don't want any more calls about this. Understood? He went inside, was gone for 20 minutes. When he came back, his expression was dismissive. It's a mannequin, high-end, expensive, but just a mannequin. The owner showed me documentation, provenance records, shipping manifests from Europe. It's art, not a body. Did you test it, touch it, feel how warm it is? I'm not going to fondle gallery art based on some old woman's dream, ma'am. Agnes's eyes flashed, but she said nothing. What was there to say? They'd faced this before. Their people had faced this for centuries. Dismissal, disbelief, disrespect. Don't call about this again, Williams said, getting back in his car. Next time it's a citation for false reports. He drove away. The Blackhawk family stood on the sidewalk. The sun was setting. The gallery would close soon, and nobody would help them. What do we do now? Cody asked, voice hollow, defeated. Nobody believes us. Nobody cares. Agnes spoke, her voice carrying the weight of generations, of ancestors who had survived worse, who had fought when fighting seemed hopeless, who had refused to disappear. We do what our people have always done. We gather, we organize, we make noise until they cannot ignore us. Ryan is not the only one. I saw others in my dream, other young men, frozen, trapped. If there are others, there are other families, other mothers who search, other grandmothers who dream. She looked at the gallery, at the building that held her great-grandson, that held who knew how many others. We find them, we unite them, and together we force truth into light. The search for other victims took 3 weeks. Marlene and Cody worked together, day and night. Agnes guided them. Her dreams continued, other faces, other young men, all frozen, all waiting. They searched missing persons databases, national databases, state databases, tribal databases, MMIW databases that tracked missing and murdered indigenous people. Because they knew Native cases were tracked separately, investigated separately, ignored separately. They found patterns. 7 other young men, ages 22 to 28, all aspiring models, all from Idaho and surrounding states. All attended events hosted by Victor Volkov between 2015 and 2019. All disappeared. All cases went cold. Marcus Roundtree, 24. Blackfeet, disappeared September 2015, after Volkov's autumn showcase in Boise. James Whitehorse, 26. Nez Perce, disappeared February 2016 after a gallery event. Tommy Littlefeather, 23. Coeur d'Alene, disappeared August 2016 after Volkov's summer exhibition. Kevin Redhawk, 25. Shoshone, disappeared March 2017 after a fashion showcase. Daniel Crow, 27. Blackfeet, disappeared November 2017 after a charity gala. Michael Bearshield, 22. Crow Nation, disappeared April 2018 after an art exhibition. Samuel Whitecalf, 28. Northern Cheyenne, disappeared October 2018 after a gallery opening. 8 young men, including Ryan. 8 missing persons cases. 8 families searching desperately. 8 cases closed by police with the same conclusion. Subject likely relocated voluntarily. 6 of the 8 were Native American. 6 indigenous men who disappeared without adequate investigation, without media attention, without anyone caring enough to look harder. This wasn't coincidence. This was a pattern. A predator targeting young Native men, knowing their cases would get less attention, knowing their families had fewer resources, knowing the system would fail them. Marlene started making calls, reaching out to families, sending Facebook messages, emails, phone calls, whatever it took. My name is Marlene Blackhawk. My son Ryan disappeared after meeting with Victor Volkov in March 2019. We found him, turned into a mannequin, displayed in Volkov's gallery. Did your son also attend Victor Volkov's events? The first call, was to Margaret Roundtree, Marcus's mother, from the Blackfeet Reservation in Montana. Margaret listened to Marlene's story, then started crying. Yes, Marcus went to Volkov's showcase in September 2015. He was so excited. Said Volkov was interested in him. Wanted a private meeting. Marcus went to his studio. Never came home. Police said he went to Los Angeles, but Marcus wouldn't do that. He called me every week. He wouldn't just leave. One by one, Marlene contacted families. 7 other mothers. 7 stories nearly identical to her own. Sons who disappeared after Volkov's events. Police who closed cases quickly. Families who never stopped searching, never stopped believing, never stopped knowing something was wrong. The native families shared something else too. The frustration of being dismissed, of watching cases go cold while other families got attention, of knowing their sons' lives were valued less by a system that had always failed them. Marlene organized a gathering, not at a church, at the Fort Hall Community Center, on reservation land, sacred space for sacred purpose. 8 families came, from different reservations, different tribes, different parts of Idaho and Montana and Wyoming, united by one terrible thing: missing sons. Sons the system had failed. Agnes opened with ceremony. Burning sage, sweetgrass smoke rising, prayers in Shoshone, then prayers that everyone could understand, asking for guidance, for strength, for justice. Marlene stood before them, showed the photos she'd taken of the mannequin. "This is my son, Ryan. He's in the Volkov Gallery. Turned into a mannequin, displayed as art. I think your sons might be there too. Volkov's living art collection has at least 8 figures. 8 young men. I think they're all our sons." The mothers examined the photos. Several gasped, recognized the build, the skin tone, the way native features had been preserved, displayed, sold. "That could be Marcus," Margaret whispered. "Same height, same build. Looks like Tommy's shoulders," another mother said. Cody spoke next, his voice raw, emotional. "Ryan was my big brother, my best friend. He disappeared 6 months ago. I blamed myself every day. I was supposed to drive him to that meeting. I said no. I was tired." His voice broke. "But my grandmother had a dream. She saw Ryan, frozen, trapped. She told me where to find him. And she was right. He was there. He'd been there the whole time." He looked at the mothers, at the grandmothers, at the families who understood loss the way his family understood it. "Our ancestors speak to us. They guide us. They showed us the truth when nobody else would look. Now we have to make everyone else see it too." They shared their stories, one by one, around the circle, each mother speaking, each story heartbreakingly similar. Sons who attended Volkov's events, who were invited for private consultations, who never came home. Police who investigated minimally, who closed cases within weeks, who said the same things. Adults have the right to leave. Likely relocated for opportunities. No evidence of foul play. Families who filed reports every month, who called police every week, who were dismissed, ignored, told to move on. "The system failed our sons," Marlene said. "Police didn't investigate properly, didn't care enough to push harder, closed cases to save resources, assumed our sons didn't matter enough. And for those of us from the tribes, we know how this goes. MMIW, missing and murdered indigenous people, were statistics they ignore, cases they close, lives they don't value." She looked at each mother. "But alone, they ignore us. Together, we force investigation, demand DNA testing, make noise they cannot ignore." Agnes spoke from her chair, voice ancient but strong. "Our ancestors fought for our survival, through everything they took from us. We are still here. Now we fight for our children. We carry their strength. We will not be silent. We will not disappear." The mothers agreed, united now, bonded by tragedy, by system failure, by determination to find their sons, to get justice, to make sure this never happened again. They created a petition, Justice for our sons. Investigate Viktor Volkov. Listed 8 names, 8 faces, 8 stories, 8 families demanding answers. One question. Why were 8 young men, 6 of them indigenous, allowed to disappear without thorough investigation? Posted it online. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, local community pages, tribal networks, indigenous advocacy groups, MMIW organizations. Every platform they could reach. Within 24 hours, hundreds of signatures. Within 48 hours, thousands. The Native community rallied. This wasn't just about 8 families. This was about every indigenous person whose disappearance was ignored. Every family dismissed by a system that didn't care. Local news called Marlene. Wanted to do a story. MMIW advocates amplified the message. National indigenous organizations shared the petition. The story was spreading, building, growing into something impossible to ignore. And the police department could no longer pretend it wasn't happening. Channel 7 News, Thursday evening broadcast. Marlene Blackhawk sitting in the studio, composed, dignified. Ryan's photo displayed on the screen behind her. Traditional turquoise jewelry. Ribbon skirt. A mother representing her son, her people, her truth. Cody sat beside her. The brother who found him. The brother who never stopped searching. Reporter Jennifer Walsh leaned forward, sympathetic, professional. Miss Blackhawk, thank you for speaking with us. Your son Ryan disappeared in March of this year. Can you tell us what happened? Marlene's voice was steady, strong. My son Ryan attended an art and fashion showcase at the Boise Convention Center, hosted by Viktor Volkov. Ryan was an aspiring model. Volkov invited him for a private consultation. Ryan went to his studio on March 16th. He never came home. What did police tell you? They found his car, investigated briefly, concluded Ryan left voluntarily, probably went to Los Angeles or New York for opportunities. The case was closed after 3 weeks. But you didn't believe that? No. Ryan called me every day for 25 years. We're a close family, traditional Shoshone Bannock family. He wouldn't just leave. He wouldn't abandon me. His grandmother, his little brother. I knew something happened, but nobody would listen. Jennifer turned to Cody. And you found him? Cody nodded, swallowed hard. My grandmother had a dream, a vision. She saw Ryan, frozen, trapped. She told me where to look, the gallery, Volkov's Gallery. I went there, and I found him, my brother, displayed as art, part of something called the Living Art Collection. He pulled out his phone, showed the photos. That's Ryan, my brother. I grew up with him. I know every inch of his face, the scar on his eyebrow. I was there when he got it. The birthmark on his neck. I've seen it 1,000 times. That's not a sculpture. That's Ryan. The photos appeared on screen. Side-by-side comparison. Ryan's Instagram photo next to the mannequin. The resemblance undeniable. Jennifer looked shocked. You believe this mannequin contains your brother's remains? I know it does, Cody said. That's my brother, and I'm going to bring him home. What did police say when you reported this? Marlene answered. They said it's coincidence, that we're seeing what we want to see. They dismissed my son's grandmother's vision as superstition. They won't investigate. Won't test it, threatened Cody with arrest for making false reports. Jennifer's expression hardened. And I understand Ryan isn't the only case connected to Viktor Volkov. No. 8 young men total. Same pattern. Attended Volkov's events. Invited for private consultations. Disappeared afterward. Cases closed quickly. Families dismissed. 6 of the 8 were Native American. Indigenous men from tribes across the region. Our cases get less attention, less resources, less priority. We know this. We live this. 7 other mothers appeared on camera, one by one, telling similar stories. Sons who disappeared after Volkov's events. Cases closed quickly. Families dismissed. And now, possibly, their sons displayed as art in Volkov's gallery. Jennifer investigated the police files, found all 8 cases had been closed within 4 weeks. Minimal investigation, same conclusions. Subject likely relocated voluntarily. The story aired. 6 o'clock news. Repeated at 10. Posted online. 8 missing men. 6 indigenous. Possibly turned into art at Boise Gallery. It went viral within hours. State news picked it up by Friday. National outlets noticed by Saturday. CNN, NBC, ABC. Everyone covering the story. Indigenous media outlets amplified it. MMIW advocates shared it nationwide. This wasn't just local news anymore. This was a national conversation about missing indigenous people, about a system that failed them, about a predator hiding in plain sight. Social media exploded. Hashtags trending. Number Justice for Ryan. Number Test the Mannequins. Number Boise 8. Number Find Our Sons. Number MMIW. Number Native Lives Matter. Pressure mounted on Boise Police Department. Mayor's office flooded with calls, emails, angry citizens demanding action, demanding investigation, demanding justice. Protesters gathered outside the police station. Signs everywhere. Test the Mannequins. 8 men, 8 families, 0 justice. Our sons matter. MMIW is real. Native community members came from reservations across the region. Fort Hall, Blackfeet, Nez Perce, Crow, standing together, drums beating, songs rising, demanding answers. The petition reached 75,000 signatures by Monday. Police Chief David Richardson held a press conference. 58 years old, career cop, looking tired, defensive. We are reopening investigations into 8 missing persons cases connected to Victor Volkov and his gallery events. We will conduct thorough examination of the living art collection at Volkov Gallery. Forensic team will test all pieces in question. We take these allegations seriously. He assigned his best people. Detective Sarah Martinez and Detective Patricia Hayes, both experienced, both in their 40s, both committed to finding truth. They arrived at Volkov Gallery Saturday afternoon. Full forensic team. Medical examiner Dr. Patricia Wells. Portable equipment. Search warrant. Victor Volkov was cooperative, calm, almost amused. His Russian accent thicker than usual. Confident. Of course, investigate thoroughly. You'll find these are simply sculptures, art pieces created by master artists I work with in Europe. I have documentation, provenance, shipping records. I'm victim of vicious rumors started by grieving families. This is harassment. He led them to the living art collection, gestured at the 8 hyper-realistic figures. Each piece costs $50,000 or more. Years of work by skilled artists, some of the finest hyper-realistic sculpture in the world. Examine them. You'll see I'm telling truth. Dr. Patricia Wells set up her portable X-ray scanner. Industrial grade, powerful enough to penetrate thick materials. She positioned the first mannequin, the one in dark jeans and white shirt, the one Cody and Marlene had identified as Ryan. Turned on the scanner. The machine hummed. Processed. Image appeared on the laptop screen. Everyone leaned in, went silent. The screen showed clear skeletal structure inside the mannequin. Human, unmistakable. Spine, ribs, pelvis, leg bones, arm bones, skull, not hollow, not foam core, not empty. Actual human skeleton, complete, intact, positioned upright, coated in something, preserved. Dr. Wells's face went pale. This is not a sculpture. This contains human remains. Detective Martinez immediately moved to arrest Victor. Victor Volkov, you're under arrest for murder and desecration of human remains. Wait. Victor's composure cracked. His accent thickened with stress. This is impossible. Those are sculptures, art pieces. This is absurd. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I demand lawyer. This is harassment, persecution. You don't understand art. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be provided for you. Martinez handcuffed Victor while Hayes called for backup. More officers, crime scene team, coroner. This was now a multiple homicide scene. Dr. Wells scanned the remaining 7 figures, one by one, methodically. All showed the same thing. Human skeletal structures. All preserved, all coated, all positioned, all displayed. 8 murdered men, turned into living art, displayed in a gallery for months or years while families searched desperately. The gallery was evacuated. Entire living art collection sealed as crime scene. Yellow tape everywhere. Forensic teams began careful extraction. Media gathered outside. Cameras everywhere. Reporters shouting questions. Detective Martinez called Marlene. "Miss Blackhawk, we found them. 8 figures. All contain human remains. We'll need DNA confirmation. But you were right. Your family was right about everything." Marlene collapsed. Cody caught her, his mother, his responsibility now. He held her while she sobbed, while she screamed, while she made sounds no mother should ever make. Agnes appeared, 73 years old, moving slowly but with purpose. She wrapped her arms around her daughter-in-law and her surviving grandson, all 3 of them crying, all 3 of them holding each other. "He's coming home," Agnes said. "Ryan is coming home. His spirit can rest now. We found him. We brought him back." They'd found Ryan. After 6 months of searching, after police dismissed them, after being threatened and ignored, they'd found him. But the truth was unbearable. Ryan hadn't left, hadn't moved to Los Angeles, hadn't chased his dreams. He'd been murdered, turned into decoration, displayed for 6 months while his mother worked doubles, while his grandmother prayed, while his little brother destroyed himself with guilt. He'd been there, the whole time, hidden in plain sight, called art, called beautiful, called living, and nobody had cared enough to find him. Until his family refused to give up, until his grandmother dreamed the truth, until his little brother walked into that gallery. They'd brought him home. Over the next 2 weeks, Dr. Patricia Wells worked around the clock with her forensic team, carefully extracting DNA samples from all 8 figures. The process was delicate, complicated. The coating was thick, professional grade, multiple layers of preservation materials and protective coating, techniques that spoke of training, experience, practice. But they drilled tiny access points, extracted tissue samples, sent samples to the state crime lab. Results came back over several days. One by one. Ryan Blackhawk, 25. Shoshone Bannock. Disappeared March 16, 2019. DNA matched Marlene's sample. DNA matched Cody's sample. Confirmed. Brother, son, gone. Cody was there when the call came, sitting at the kitchen table with his mother, his grandmother, waiting, knowing, but still hoping somehow they were wrong. Detective Martinez's voice was gentle. "Mr. Blackhawk, DNA testing confirms the figure is your brother Ryan. I am so deeply sorry." Cody hung up the phone, looked at his mother, his grandmother. "It's him. It's really him." Marlene collapsed into sobs. Agnes held her. Cody held them both. The 3 remaining Blackhawks, clinging to each other, drowning in grief. Ryan was really gone, not missing, not somewhere starting over. Gone, murdered, displayed. But also, finally, coming home. Marcus Roundtree, 24, Blackfeet. Disappeared September 2015. DNA matched Margaret's sample. Confirmed. James Whitehorse, 26. Nez Perce. Disappeared February 2016. Confirmed. Tommy Littlefeather, 23. Coeur d'Alene. Disappeared August 2016. Confirmed. Kevin Redhawk, 25. Shoshone. Disappeared March 2017. Confirmed. Daniel Crow, 27. Blackfeet. Disappeared November 2017. Confirmed. Michael Bearshield, 22. Crow Nation. Disappeared April 2018. Confirmed. Samuel Whitecalf, 28. Northern Cheyenne. Disappeared October 2018. Confirmed. 8 identified victims. all male aspiring models, ages 22 to 28, 6 Native American. All attended Victor Volkov's events, all murdered, all turned into art. All displayed publicly for months or years. Marcus had been displayed for over 4 years. 4 years standing in that gallery, walked past by thousands, admired, called art, called beautiful, while his mother searched desperately, while police dismissed her concerns, while the system failed her. Detective Martinez made the phone calls personally. 8 families, 8 conversations, 8 moments of unbearable finality. Margaret Roundtree screamed when told about Marcus. Couldn't breathe, couldn't process. Her son had been displayed for over 4 years, while she searched, filed reports, hired investigators, begged police to look. One by one, 8 families, 8 impossible truths, 8 lives destroyed by confirmation, but also relief mixed with devastation. Finally knowing, finally having answers after years of agonizing questions. The families gathered at Fort Hall Community Center again, this time not for hope, for grief, for confirmation of worst fears. Agnes led them in traditional ceremony, burning sage, sweetgrass smoke rising, cedar, singing honor songs, prayers for the departed, prayers for the living, acknowledging what had been done to their sons, preparing to bring them home. Cody spoke at the ceremony, standing where Ryan should have stood, being the voice his brother no longer had. My brother was supposed to be famous, was supposed to be on magazine covers, was supposed to make our family proud. His voice cracked. Instead, I'm standing here, speaking for him, because someone stole his future, stole his voice, stole him from us. He looked at the other families, other brothers, other sisters, other mothers who would never hold their sons again. I blamed myself for 6 months. I was supposed to drive him that night. I said no. I was tired. I thought I'd see him in the morning. Tears streamed down his face. But my grandmother told me something. She said Ryan came to her in a dream. Said to tell me it wasn't my fault. Said he didn't blame me. He just wanted to be found. He just wanted to come home. He wiped his eyes. I found him. We all found them. Together. Because that's what family does. That's what our people do. We don't abandon each other. We don't give up. We fight until our relatives come home. At Boise Police Station, interrogation room, Victor Volkov sat composed. Expensive suit wrinkled now. Lawyer beside him advising silence. But Victor waved the lawyer off. I want to talk. People need to understand. What I do is not crime, is art, is preservation, is gift. Detective Martinez sat across from him. Why did you kill 8 young men? Victor's expression was serene, almost peaceful. His accent thickened as he spoke, as if English were becoming harder, as if his true self was emerging. I didn't kill them. I transformed them, preserved them, made them eternal. This is old practice, ancient. In Russia, we understand the beauty of preserved form. The Soviets preserved Lenin, kept him perfect for decades. I do same thing, but with true beauty, with young men at peak of perfection. Martinez exchanged glances with Hayes, both thinking, this man is insane. Transform them how? Victor leaned forward, eager to explain. I've studied preservation for 30 years. Started in Soviet Union, mortuary science, then became artist. Realized I could combine both. Preserve beauty at its peak, before age destroys it, before time takes everything. His eyes were clear, rational, completely convinced. Male models represent peak human form, physical perfection, but it's temporary, few years. Then age comes, beauty fades. What remains? Nothing. I capture that moment, make it last forever. How did you choose them? They came to my events, model searches, art shows. I observed them, studied them. I could sense which ones were special. Perfect proportions, perfect energy, meant for preservation. The indigenous ones, their features are particularly striking. bone structure that tells history, beauty that carries generations. Why target Native American men specifically? Victor shrugged, something cold passing through his eyes. Practical reasons. Their families have less resources, less connections. Police care less when they disappear. Cases close quickly. Nobody looks too hard. Is sad but true. System makes it easy. I simply take advantage of what already exists. Martinez's stomach turned. What happened at your studio? I'd invite them for private consultation, exclusive opportunity. They were excited, ambitious, came willingly. I'd offer drink. Vodka usually. Russian tradition. They'd drink, thank me. Then medicine would take effect. They'd become sleepy, fall asleep peacefully. No pain, no suffering, like going to sleep. Then what? Then I performed preservation. Traditional techniques I learned in Russia, improved over years. Drain, preserve, position, then coating, multiple layers, creates surface like sculpture. Looks like fiberglass. Feels realistic to casual touch. But inside? Perfect preservation. Eternal. Why display them as art? Victor looked confused. Like the answer was obvious. They must be seen, admired. That completes the transformation. Shares their perfection with everyone who sees them. People pay $50,000 or more for each piece. They think they're buying sculpture, but they're buying eternity, buying preserved beauty. Is gift I give. To victims, to buyers, to world. He showed no remorse, no guilt, no understanding he'd done anything wrong, actually believed he'd created art. Given his victims eternal life, you specifically chose Native American men because you knew their cases would be ignored, Martinez said. That's not just murder. That's targeting a vulnerable community, exploiting systemic racism. Victor shrugged again. I am practical man. Business requires efficiency. Indigenous men have beauty, have features worth preserving. And yes, their families are ignored. Their cases close quickly. This is not my fault. I simply take advantage. Is American way? No. Find opportunity. Exploit it. I learned this when I came to your country. Learned it well. Victor was charged with 8 counts of first-degree murder. Desecration of human remains, operating a criminal enterprise. Hate crime enhancements for targeting indigenous victims. Held without bail. The trial was scheduled for February 2020. 5 months after the discovery. Boise County Courthouse. The courtroom was packed. 8 families in front rows, holding hands, supporting each other, wearing photos of their sons, ribbon skirts and traditional jewelry, beadwork and braids, making sure everyone remembered these were people, not sculptures, not art. People, indigenous people, sons of sovereign nations, brothers, children, human beings who mattered. Cody sat in the front row, between his mother and grandmother, wearing the medicine pouch Ryan had carried that night, the one police had found in Ryan's pocket, preserved along with everything else, the last thing connecting Cody to his brother. Media everywhere. National coverage, cameras outside, reporters calling it one of the most disturbing cases in Idaho history, one of the most devastating examples of violence against indigenous people in recent memory. Victor pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. Defense argued delusional disorder. Cultural context. Soviet upbringing that normalized preservation practices. Genuinely believed he was preserving beauty. Didn't understand wrongness of actions. Prosecution argued otherwise. Victor planned meticulously. Targeted victims at his own events. Specifically targeted indigenous men because cases would get less attention. Lured them with professional opportunities, drugged them, used professional preservation skills, displayed them while running his business, sold them for profit, covered his tracks. All showed awareness, planning, intent, calculated cruelty. The jury heard everything. X-ray images, DNA results, Victor's studio photos, his journals documenting each victim, his notes about targeting Native men specifically, his financial records showing profits from selling sculptures. Then Victor testified. Against his lawyer's advice. Wanted to explain. He sat calmly. Described each victim. How he'd chosen them. What made them perfect. Their features. Their energy. I gave them immortality. I preserved their beauty. Made them eternal. Better than aging. Better than dying. Better than being forgotten. They stand forever. Perfect. Admired. Is this not gift? He described the process in clinical detail. The drugs, the preservation techniques, the coating methods, the positioning, all explained with pride, with satisfaction. In Russia, we understand death differently. We preserve, we honor. Lenin's body, preserved for almost century. People line up to see him. I do same thing, but with true beauty. With young men who deserve to be seen forever. The prosecutor asked about the families. 8 families searched for their sons, cried every night, begged police to look harder, suffered for years. 6 of these families are from tribal nations. Indigenous mothers, grandmothers, brothers. What do you say to them? Victor looked at the families, made eye contact with Marlene, with Cody, with Agnes, with all of them. You should be grateful. Your sons are eternal now, perfect forever. Displayed in beautiful gallery, admired by thousands. I gave them immortality. One day you will understand. One day you will thank me. Cody lunged forward, had to be restrained. He was my brother. My brother. You don't get to thank yourself for murdering my brother. The courtroom erupted. Families crying, screaming, bailiffs intervening, judge calling for order. The jury deliberated for 3 days. Verdict. Guilty. All 8 counts of first-degree murder. Guilty. Hate crime enhancements. Guilty. The courtroom erupted. Families sobbing, holding each other. Finally, justice. Sentencing hearing 1 week later. Judge looked at Victor Volkov. You committed heinous acts. You murdered 8 young men. You violated their remains. You displayed them publicly, sold them for profit, all while maintaining a respected position in this community. You specifically targeted indigenous men because you knew their cases would receive less attention. You exploited systemic failures. You exploited racism. You profited from tragedy. His voice hardened. Your lack of remorse is deeply disturbing. This court sentences you to 8 consecutive life sentences without possibility of parole. You will die in prison. Victor showed no reaction, still convinced he was right, still believing he'd given his victims a gift. Outside the courthouse, the 8 families held a press conference. Marlene spoke, Agnes and Cody beside her. Justice was served today, but our work isn't done. 8 young men died because the system failed them. Police closed cases too quickly, made assumptions, decided our sons' lives didn't matter enough. And 6 of our sons were Native American, indigenous men whose cases got even less attention, even less resources, even less care. She looked at the cameras. That must change. We're pushing for reform, better investigation protocols, mandatory follow-ups, every person valued, every disappearance investigated thoroughly. We're working with MMIW advocacy groups, with tribal governments, with state legislators. Missing indigenous people deserve the same attention as everyone else. Agnes spoke next, her voice carrying the weight of generations. Our ancestors showed me where to find them, in dreams, in visions, because the old ways still work, still guide us, still protect us. The system failed our grandsons, but our traditions did not. Cody spoke last, his voice raw, broken, but determined. Ryan was my big brother. He believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. He was supposed to be the successful one, the famous one, the one who made it out. He wiped his eyes. I found him because my grandmother dreamed the truth. I found him because our family never gave up. I found him because that's what brothers do. We don't abandon each other. We don't stop looking. We bring each other home. He looked at the cameras, at the reporters, at the world that was finally paying attention. Viktor Volkov's real legacy isn't his art. It's the change we're building, the laws we're pushing, the attention we're demanding for missing Indigenous people. Ryan's death wasn't meaningless. None of their deaths were meaningless. Because we're going to make sure this never happens again. September 2021. 18 months after the discovery. 18 months of healing. 18 months of change. Where Volkov Gallery had stood, there was now empty land. Building demolished. Nobody wanted it standing, too haunted by what happened there. The city purchased the land with input from tribal governments, converted it into memorial park. The Circle of Eight. 8 granite monuments arranged in sacred circle, traditional indigenous design, medicine wheel pattern, each monument bearing a name, a photo from life, as people, as sons, as brothers, as humans who mattered. Traditional artwork honoring each man's tribal heritage, each nation's symbols. Ryan Blackhawk, 1994 to 2019. Shoshone Bannock, beloved son and brother. He carried our people's beauty. Marcus Roundtree, 1991 to 2015. Blackfeet. He made everyone smile. James Whitehorse, 1990 to 2016. Nez Perce. He inspired his community. Tommy Littlefeather, 1993 to 2016. Coeur d'Alene. He dreamed, without limits. Kevin Red Hawk, 1992 to 2017. Shoshone. He honored his ancestors. Daniel Crow, 1990 to 2017. Blackfeet. He walked in strength. Michael Bearshield, 1996 to 2018. Crow Nation. He loved without measure. Samuel Whitecalf, 1990 to 2018. Northern Cheyenne. He fought for his people. Trees planted by families. Traditional native plants. Camas lilies, bitterroot, sage. A medicine wheel at the center with stones from each reservation. Benches for reflection. Walking paths. Beautiful, peaceful, sacred. The dedication ceremony was September 21st. 2 years exactly since Cody walked into that gallery. Since Agnes's dream led them to the truth. Hundreds attended. 8 families front and center. Tribal representatives from each nation. Drums beating, songs rising. The sound of prayers carrying the names of the fallen to the sky. Agnes Blackhawk led the opening ceremony. 75 years old now, silver braids, eyes that held generations of grief and strength. She spoke in Shoshone first, then English. I dreamed of Ryan before they found him, saw him standing, frozen, waiting. His spirit reached out across the distance between life and death, told me where to look, told me he needed his brother to find him, to bring him home. Her voice rose. Our ancestors speak to us in dreams, guide us, warn us, protect us. They guided us to our sons. Now our sons join them, walk with them, and together, they guide the change that comes. Marlene spoke next. 2 years ago, my youngest son found his brother. Because my mother-in-law dreamed the truth. Because our family never gave up. Because our traditions showed us what the system refused to see. Her voice strengthened. Our people have always known things, seen things, dreamed truth into reality. The colonizers tried to take that from us, but they couldn't. It lives in us, in our elders, in our traditions, in our blood. She gestured to the monuments. 8 young men were murdered, turned into objects, displayed publicly, some for over 4 years, while we searched, while we begged police to look, while the system failed us. But we didn't fail them. We found them, we fought, we got justice, and now we make sure they're never forgotten. Cody stepped forward. 24 years old now, changed forever by what he'd found, by what he'd lost, by what he'd fought for. He stood at Ryan's monument, touched the stone, felt the warmth of the September sun, imagined it was his brother's warmth, his brother finally at peace. Ryan was my big brother, my protector, my best friend. He used to tell me I could do anything, be anything. He believed in me more than I believed in myself. His voice cracked. I was supposed to drive him that night. I said no. I was tired. I told myself I'd see him in the morning. But morning came and he was gone, and I spent 6 months hating myself, blaming myself, falling apart. He wiped his eyes. Then Grandma had her dream. She told me Ryan said it wasn't my fault, that he didn't blame me. He just wanted me to find him, to bring him home. Cody looked at the crowd, at the families, at the survivors. I found him. We all found them. Together. Because that's what family does. That's what our people do. We don't give up on each other. We don't stop fighting. We bring our relatives home. No matter how long it takes. No matter what the system tells us. No matter what the world tells us. He turned back to Ryan's monument, placed his hand on the granite, the medicine pouch around his neck, the one Ryan had carried, the one their grandfather had made, connecting 3 generations, past, present, future. I'm going to live the life you should have lived, brother. I'm going to make you proud. I'm going to fight for every missing Indigenous person, every family that the system ignores, every brother or sister or son or daughter who deserves to be found. He pressed his forehead against the cool stone, whispered words only Ryan could hear. I love you, big brother. I'll see you again someday. But not yet. I've got work to do first. Work you started. Work I'm going to finish. Agnes stepped forward, raised her hands to the sky, began to sing, an honor song, her voice ancient and powerful. Other elders joined her. The drums beat, the voices rose, carrying the names of the fallen to the Creator, to the ancestors, to the sky. The families gathered around the monuments, each at their son's stone, placing flowers, touching granite, saying names aloud. The afternoon sun warmed the garden, birds sang, traditional drums echoed across the sacred space. Families talked quietly, supporting each other, healing together. Where horror had happened, beauty grew. Where death had been displayed, life was honored. Where the system had failed, family succeeded. Viktor Volkov was in prison, would die there, name synonymous with evil. But these 8 young men, their names were synonymous with love, with perseverance, with justice, with change, with hope. Ryan, Marcus, James, Tommy, Kevin, Daniel, Michael, Samuel. 8 names, 8 lives, 8 young Indigenous men who mattered. Their garden grows, their legacy lives, their memory honored. Their deaths created change that saves lives. Their spirits walk with the ancestors. Their names echo in ceremony. And Cody Blackhawk, the little brother who found them, who never gave up, who brought them home. He visits the garden every week, sits at Ryan's monument, tells his brother about his life, his work, the nonprofit he started, the families he helps, the missing people he searches for. He became the man Ryan always believed he could be, the hero his brother saw in him before he saw it in himself, because that's what brothers do. They never stop believing in each other. They never stop fighting for each other. They bring each other home, forever.